If you're struggling with what offer to create, unfortunately, I've been in your same shoes, and I think I can talk on behalf of a lot of people. I just kept bouncing from idea to idea. I saw all this stuff on my social media, and I was just chasing what quote unquote works. I was chasing the lifestyle of other people, and it caused me to stumble and fail constantly and repeatedly. I actually tried everything. I tried e-commerce, I tried SMMA, I tried SaaS, I tried digital marketing, I tried selling ebooks. The list goes on. I've tried so much ways of making money online by building my own offer, and it's never worked. And the reason it didn't work is because I didn't know what I actually stood for. I had no clarity, I had no skill sets, I had no knowledge, and as a result, I had no clients really ever. Now, there are two simple parts that I would recommend for anyone that's in the same position that I was in, where you're looking to get into the online space, you don't have all the experience in the world, you're trying to find a suitable path, and you're just doing your research, you're doing your due diligence, then this is perfect for you. So here you have your offer. By the way, excuse my handwriting. You have your offer. The two parts I would recommend in terms of you getting an offer off the ground. First one is look at yourself a couple years ago. What were some issues that you were facing that you ended up solving for yourself? Because if you can solve that version of you, you instantly become more credible. I mean, you know actually how to provide that solution in depth to that issue because that is something that you were facing. So basically, you just need to appeal to your older self. Not only does it make you more convicted, but it makes you more clearer on the transformation that you're gonna deliver to the clients you're gonna be working with. A lot of people come into the online space wanting to be coaches in offers that they don't have any knowledge in, so they feel like a fraud. But if you are appealing to your older self, that is eliminated. You're gonna have that conviction, you're gonna have that knowledge, you're gonna have that experience, and you know really how to solve the problem. And it's gonna become fulfilling for you. So I would look at yourself 1 to 2 years ago and look for the problems that you faced. Now, when it comes to problems, it has to be monetizable. It can't just be, I was bad at video games, now I'm good at video games and I help people get better at video games. Like that's just a load of shit, excuse my French. It needs to be monetizable. So the niches I would recommend to do your due diligence on and do your research on and have that awareness on your current situation is fitness, geez, that's horrible, marketing, relationships, mindset. You can actually separate fitness with health as well. Health, and even let's chuck in productivity as well. These are the problems that I would recommend to figure out based on your history and your past and see what issues you had and look for the solutions that you provided to yourself. Basically, you need to think, what could have I have benefited from at that time during that period of you struggling? What could have helped you? And that is your solution. Now, it's hard if you're an ordinary person to, have issues with marketing if you've never tried marketing, obviously, or have issues with anything business related. But in terms of health, fitness, relationships, productivity, mindset, these are all issues that you could have overcome. Now, again, there's more categories, there's more paths to go down. To give you insight, like addiction could be one of them as well. One of my clients, he struggled with corn and now he helps people with corn. He helps people break out of that addiction and he's performing really, really well. You need to understand that the online space is just full of opportunity. And there's a lot of offers out there that you would think that is crazy, but actually work. And they're able to generate a serious income out of. When it comes to this first path as well, this is you, yourself, you are the ICP. You are the ideal client profile. Now, you're gonna know everything about this client. So you're gonna know what marketing you need to do. You're gonna know what actual solution you need to provide. You're gonna know how to appeal. You're gonna know the value you're gonna provide. So you come in with all this experience and knowledge of who you actually need to provide that offer for. So you come in with that experience. There's a lot of people that just wanna start a marketing agency, but have zero experience or knowledge. They have nothing. So they need to spend ages building everything up from the ground, learning the skill. Now, if you are willing to sacrifice and learn the skills, I think you're gonna get value from that because you're learning skills. For an example, another issue can be sales, which is a massive one. But you need to learn the skills in order for you to actually provide a solution. It's hard for you to go straight into sales without sales experience and then provide a solution around sales. It just doesn't make sense, which is common sense. Now, the second one I would recommend is to follow your interests and your passions. Now, more than likely, your interests need to be monetizable, similar to the last one, but more than likely, your interests are going to fall from a similar situation to this. Because if you struggled with your health or you struggled with your fitness, more than likely is that going to become an interest. So if you can't really think about your past and there wasn't a clear problem that you faced that you found a solution for, I would recommend just pursuing an interest. Again, it needs to be a monetizable topic. It's very broad, there's a lot out there, but you need to look at the ones I've mentioned already. So sales is a big one that you can find an interest in. You have your marketing, pretty similar. You have your fitness, you have your health, relationships isn't really a clear interest, but it can be. But other interests can be just other skills you've built. For example, content creation, editing, and the list goes on. Copywriting. I would recommend finding interests, but picking interests that are monetizable, because there's a lot of interests out there that aren't. So you need to pursue something that does have that line of fulfillment, because a lot of the people that I've worked with, a lot of the people that have worked on offers, they look for the most profitable. They look for the path that has the increased likelihood of success. And it's just a lot of bullshit, because you're pursuing a model, you're pursuing a business model, you're pursuing a path that doesn't align with what you want to do deep down. I'm sure a lot of you have jobs that maybe you don't even enjoy. So starting a business is your way out. The last thing from my experience that you want and need to do is get into a business model that doesn't provide you that sense of fulfillment and meaning. Because if you spend all that time at work not enjoying your job, and then you spend your spare time doing something that doesn't have that point of fulfillment, then what's the point? Why are we even doing this in the first place? I understand money is the driving factor. Everyone wants to earn money. Money, gives you everything you want. The money makes the world go round, unfortunately. But it's important that you have that sense of fulfillment. Then you are actually providing value. And the real way to provide value and feel like you actually are making a difference in this world is to pursue one of these two paths. You have your interest, or you have your struggles that you face yourself, because there is actual meaning behind their offer. Now, when it comes to the offer, you have your topics here and you have your interests. So you know roughly what niche you want to go down. But again, you need to just identify an ICP. So who is your ideal client? You don't just want to be broad. You are better off being niche down, but who is your ideal client? For example, if you are a marketing agency, ideally, what type of marketing are you looking at providing? Is it just organic content? Is it paid ads? Is it over Facebook? Is it over TikTok? Is it Google? Is it YouTube? Who is your ICP for these people? What's the offer you're going to provide? But who is the actual client? Is it someone that is already a business owner existing? Is it someone that owns an info product? Is it someone that wants to start a business and you're helping them gain that initial 5 to 10K of revenue and clients? What's your ICP? Who is the client you are working for? And be specific. Point out a person that you want to work with. A lot of the people that do B2C, they do tend to struggle a little bit more, because B2B is a lot easier because they have a clear problem. For a lot of the people that are B2C, their problem is just their situation with life. And for a lot of people, that is a clear problem, but you're going to be able to charge higher ticket if it is a business issue, because they have a business that works and they just need to grow it. They need to improve the systems. So again, similar with other stuff. It's like if you're in sales, who is your ideal client? Is it someone that is a setter? Is it someone that is a closer? Who do you want to help? Is it someone that works in car sales and you want to help them transition into the online space? Like, who is your ideal client? If you have a fitness offer, I know a bunch of guys and girls that just strictly work with people to grow their glutes, and girls, or just strictly just work with people to lose weight, or strictly work with people to get them into competitions and compete in terms of bodybuilding. It's like, pick your poison, find who you want to work with, and that is how you're going to build your offer, and that is how you're going to build your frameworks, your content, and that is how everything's going to be shown online. So it's important that you pick an interest, or you pick something that you faced, and you identify your ICP, because that is actually how you build your offer. So once you find your ICP, you need to look at the value you're going to be spreading. Now, when it comes to the value and the problem you're going to solve, really just think in regards to your ICP, what is the problem they face? Excuse my handwriting, by the way. For someone that is marketing, for example, with that same example, they are not getting enough leads, or they're getting leads and they're not qualified. So there is a clear gap in the market for you to be able to generate them more, or if not the same leads, but just make them more qualified. So your guarantee can be bookings, high quality bookings. You can have a return in terms of higher close rates, booking rates, whatever it may be. That's how you build and base your offer on, because there is a gap in the market. So you need to do your due diligence, do your market research, which I need to make a video on, and look at people in the similar space. Look at people that are doing your offer, but also look at people that are your ICP and look at what they're struggling with. And that's how you identify your gap. If you are in the content space, you want to help people post content. Let's say they have an Instagram profile and that's about it. You have a gap to bring them onto YouTube because there's value there. Or you have a gap to bring them onto TikTok. You have a gap to bring them into browsers or X. Like, find the gaps or just improve their current content. Find the gaps and find ways to give them value. And this is where you're going to base your content on. So you need to identify your offer, your ICP, the actual offer itself. So what are you going to provide? And then that's when you start building your brand. And your brand is a part of your offer as well, because it is your business hub, especially Instagram. This is you showing them who you are and the value you provide. So I hope this all makes sense. Again, I can go into full detail and go deep into what this actually looks like in terms of providing the value, implementing the results, and scaling the business. But the truth is, just to wrap things up, is that clarity just doesn't come from sitting and thinking. It comes from actually taking action. So from what I've given you here today, if you're someone that is not sure what offer they want to get into, and they're just trying to do their research and actually find something to take that leap of action with, then this is your chance. The reality is, an offer isn't something you randomly just find. You find it by actually doing. So pick the thing closest to you here and just attack it and look for that fulfillment. See if there's meaning there and see if you actually see yourself doing it long term. The fastest way to get unstuck is to solve a real problem that you yourself are uniquely positioned to help people with. So best of luck.